Hello YouTube, how are you today? I'm doing pretty good. There might be some bad picture memes in the background, so let's get into a game. Alright, I think we'll start with some liftoff. My remote should be already pre-set up, ready to go. Sorry about the light behind me, my kids are playing out just out the front door. Yes. Alright, let's see, is it actually going to pop up? Oh, it seems to be working. Make sure it's using the right amount of bandwidth. Says I haven't dropped any frames. My phone's now on mute, Xander. You gonna open liftoff? Liftoff's having problems. There we go. Alright, sign in. Now logged in. See what lobbies are available. I just noticed the desktop audio is nearly louder than me. I'll turn that down a bit for you. Options. There we go. Why am I so quiet? She's using Siri on her phone. Alrighty. Drew Rocks 2009. They'll play with him. He's playing a Bando map. Quiet, you. I'm in my racing drone, but I should have swapped to the Chameleon or the Rooster. We'll see how it goes anyway. The hell? It's like a blocking. The hell? Alright, there's something wrong with my shit. Alright, go back out, recalibrate. Hey, Joe. What am I doing? There. Liftoff's playing silly buggers today. Only it loads instantly. Calibrate. Start calibration. That's why I always have to do this. Oh, say that'll do. It's not vibrating or anything. Welcome! I'm in the UAV Futures Discord too, by the way, if you just want to jump in, say hello.
I'm in trouble here. Definitely fun.
Alright, who we got in?
I have no idea what I'm
Adept Seller. How you doing, Adept?
struggling. That's what I'm doing.
I'm live streaming.
I'm trying to test nudity and I can't figure out how. I have no idea where to put this.
What is it? Take a picture.
Okay, yeah. I'm testing for continuity because I just put on motors and they have race LEDs on them. And
Oh, fun.
it's like my second time soldering, and it's touching the carbon in some places for like the board for the LEDs. And some of the people in the general chat were saying that there could be shorts that could go through the board.
Yeah, your paws can go straight to ground right there on the carbon. It happens.
Yeah, there's one in particular that looks really. But we'll see.
But it's not common. Especially if you have like rubber grommets on the FC, and nothing else is digging into the.
Because I only soldered. I didn't solder from the board. I literally I cut my old motor wires and then put the board.
Sorry. Bloody hell.
Okay.
What have they done to the liftoff?
Here, I'll send them to I'll personally. Yeah.
The momentum is nuts in liftoff. The moment.
But normally, you just want to make. This is what you want to do. Like, you have LEDs. You're gonna want to like set them on something, like the ESCs, after wiring it, and just clear heat shrink that whole thing.
Cause like I just ordered motors, like I got them off of somebody, and they're like key motors, and like they're retail pretty high, and I got them for $50 for the set. The guy was trying to clear out his bench, so I took them. But considering it's my soldering, it probably aren't investing like that.
I don't see the need for LEDs unless.
I mean, I have no desire for LEDs, but it would be a lot harder to splice the wires together.
The line's looking pretty good.
I don't think I'd be able to splice them.
Fast as hell.
Put it at 80-degree camera angle. I did that the other day without even realizing when I took off. I did 2 laps and smashed into the ground.
80.
So my battery almost just died.
I fly it like 40, like just above that.
Yeah, 80 doesn't work well.
This multimeter is wrong. Like literally, this multimeter has to be defective. Yeah, there's some
57.
I'm literally touching the
user or the multimeter.
That's what I use for this normally. 57.
Okay, wait, Malus, check your messages. I sent it to you.
It's flying at the moment.
I'll have a quick
It'll be hard to check.
See, I'm confused though. Somebody said that we're checking for continuity and close is
So you're just not getting any light at any.
Oh, I haven't plugged it in yet. I'm too scared.
Okay.
Because I don't want to fry anything.
Well, the best way to check, take a multimeter on
got one right now.
on the test mode. You stick one end in the freaking positive on the battery lead. You stick the other one in the negative, and if it fucking beeps, you know you got a problem.
There you go.
I put it on for the.
Do you have a smoke stopper?
Is that fine? I think that's fine. Like 200 for the continuity setting.
I didn't bother with a smoke stopper, dude. Just multimeter tested everything. Touch. Everywhere. Okay. No continuity where it shouldn't be. Fucking let her rip, boy. I didn't even cross my fingers.
Somebody said
I'm so confident in this. I was so confident in that fucking thing. I knew nothing was gonna happen. I fucking.
Yeah, this is my second time soldering, so I'm not too confident like that.
Oh, I hit it. I hit something else.
Like I said, measure twice, cut once. I measured like 6 times and cut like once.
I put my red in the BMA and then my black in the comm. Is that right? Yeah. And then you said just put the red into the red lead in the battery thing, and then the black into the black.
Yeah. Yeah. Check for continuity just straight out of the battery. If there's continuity in there, that means there's something is bridged somewhere else.
What am I looking for on the meter?
What's the stream like, Xander? Is it smooth?
It'll give you some numbers sometimes, but you can get it to 0 if you.
I heard the closer you are to 0, there's like a short. somewhere, or a bridge.
No. When it beeps, that's when you have an issue.
Yeah, this shit I got is so dumb it won't beep.
You don't have a fucking beep sensor?
No,
Fuck continuity tester on it?
no, I just have a multimeter, and it's got like this. It's got this symbol and everything for the like the continuity test, and I have it set on 200. And when I plug it into the battery leads,
Well, when you touch them together, it doesn't beep. The ends, like the actual testing probes, they don't
No.
beep when you touch them.
no.
And you don't have a good one. The cheapest ones beep. Like that's all you need.
I'm getting low
You
frame
need something
I
that'll
really, like,
beep
rub
when you
them- I really
when they
rub them-
connect. That's it.
Like I'm holding them on
I'm
top of each
getting
other.
low
and
frame rate.
Yeah.
Sorry. Talking over you.
Well,
Yeah, you are.
make sure you're connected in the right places
that was
on the
awesome.
thing.
I have my red on VMA and my black and calm, so from what I hear, that's right.
I'll look at mine in a bit. It's upstairs. I don't know. I don't remember.
Jammed, didn't it?
But the first
No.
time I used it,
Oh,
I
I thought
plugged it in
what
wrong and I had to move it over. I had to actually Google how to plug it in because I didn't know how the fuck it's supposed to plug in.
I'm low key about to just balls the walls and just put the lipo in, but that would be stupid.
I mean, if you're not confident, yeah.
Oh, I'm not confident at all. There's no confidence at all. If I had soldered a few times before, I don't think I would really care. But since I've really never soldered and also never built.
Well, dude, even with my experience, I even bridged when I was doing one of the ESCs. I bridged the signal wire to the fucking positive, and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Like none of them are bridged.
I
Like
I had to
all
fucking
them?
solder suck the whole thing and redo it. Like,
I can look at
luckily
all
I was able
joints.
to. The board
Oh.
is very. There's not a lot
Too
of
much
room.
power. Way too much power. I'm
Yeah,
swapping
cleaned
drones.
it up, did it, no problem.
I can look at all the joints and see that like there's no bridges. It's just that I don't know if it's gonna bridge through the
This is
carbon.
another thing too. Well, that shouldn't happen as long
That-
as none of the pins are actually touching carbon, or are any of the welds touching carbon?
Some of the solders are touching the carbon,
It's on the
Like-
store.
God damn.
Free.
like just barely, but like I don't know if it's gonna be.
That's pretty risky, bro. I would put a fucking piece of
Should I
tape
try-
over those or something, or if not, do you have conformal? Do you have conformal coating?
No.
Another one I've made. Let's see how this goes.
Well, if
Can't remember
that's
the two.
that, then you probably need that to confirm. That's what I do. So once I have any welds that are kind of too close to each other, and I know they're not touching, but they might ever, just conformal coat everything. Like those will basically have
If I
clear
wanted
silicone
to
coating.
get them off the
After
carbon, what would I do? Just pull the wire out and then hit the pad and get the pad to beat up, and then just try to like go from the top straight down. Don't like set it. Kind of. I'm trying to think.
Well, you could try and resolder to make it not pointy, so that it's kind of like a really close end solder, so it's not touching
I
the.
sent pictures to you.
Or
but
add some spacers. Add some spacers to the FC between that and the carbon, so that you don't have that problem. If you can.
No, I sent pictures, so whenever you're done, you can always look at them.
Let me see.
I'm gonna grab my
You
chart.
finished up your mom at Nixon.
What am I doing?
Say again, what?
Yeah, you finished it.
Yeah, you see it? You saw it?
Haven't seen it yet.
Go to build the fix channel. Yeah, I already plugged in a battery. Perfect. All the motors twitched. I didn't even calibrate anything yet. It was like, hey, you probably fly me right now.
Maybe.
But yeah, I didn't go any further. I went into beta flight. I changed the UARTs around to what they should be. Changed the thing to crossfire. Confirmed the frickin' receivers are receivering. And then I didn't go any further. The video's working. I didn't bother.
You see that guy above you? He got that build he did, 2400 kV 6S and that like stick with like a 40 gram
Got
frame.
that.
Jesus.
Sorry. Sorry, Zan. Not really.
I'll allow it.
I was having fun.
Yeah.
And I'm back.
Yeah, these motors aren't made for success. They're, let's say Forest and 5S, I believe.
Jesus. I'm sure.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
Whoa. I got hit. Why did I hit the
Okay.
wall? Why?
I'm just
I swear this guy's lagging me out, or it's my lag because I'm streaming. Whoop, whoop.
this thing's a bitch.
Just also another little point: if you're worried about solder joints being too close together, they probably are.
Oh, it's not that. Literally
Exactly. No, you're right. That's why I put
It's
conformal on
saying
those
that this
fuckers.
part-
It's like, well, even if they're too close, they can't bridge at all. Because
It's
they're
literally
so
just the
good.
fact that
Fuck.
it's saying that I can bridge it, like one if they're connecting to the carbon, and that's an issue. Like none of them are even moderately pretty close together.
Actually, these are rated 3S, 4S. These motors.
The T's,
Ones I got, yeah.
that's what I have. So yeah,
But I mean, I reckon I put a 5S. It should be fine. If it's
I
not,
run
then
through.
I'll
I run
just roll.
4S. I run a 1300.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
it's
thinking
cool,
My FC,
1500 4S
Oh,
and then 1500 4S would be good too. So I got some of those. And I got 5S
that didn't work out. I wanted it to.
1300.
my setup is like completely trash. Like everything on the squad except the game is pretty bad.
See, boo boo. My mates are making videos and putting me in the titles. How cool is that?
No, I think it doesn't matter what they're rated for as long as you're not going hard.
No.
So like if I use the 5S just for long range kind of cruising and perusing, and then just go hard with the 4S's.
I just run 4S because honestly, the board that I have couldn't do anything like that. It would blow up. It's literally trash.
Yeah.
Like the motors that were on here were like R vectors, and they're like completely trash.
Well, that CL Racing should be able to go up to 6S no problem. if
Yeah,
you
it
wanted
does.
to. You had the ESCs for it, yeah. The ESCs and the motors.
Back in a minute.
Yeah.
It's
Huh.
such a good FC. I mean, the pads are really easy to solder to. I didn't have any trouble. Wasn't fighting with anything.
Is my
Wasn't
audio messed up? I think it is.
There wasn't any contemplation on is there going to be room. There's just like, how can I utilize the room that I have because there's so much room.
These motors are so much smoother than these other ones.
Yo. Yes, son. I don't know. I don't check the likes very often. You look on the like list, I guess.
Yeah, I think these people are kind of like wrong because the solder joints to the motors to the LED boards, like you can see it's touching carbon on some of them. So I don't know what to think.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep.
What happens if I plug it in?
It's
Will it fry?
dropped.
Will it fry like the board and motors or what? I want to know the risk that I'm running here.
Well, do you even have a cap on it?
Hmm?
You have a capacitor on there?
Yeah, there's one on the bottom of it.
Alright, and most likely thing to blow would be that then.
It's a 1035 volt.
So don't plug it in 100%. If first plug it in via USB. It's a beta fly. Have you done that yet?
I've done that before.
We're gonna try another room.
So just plug it in USB. Make sure everything is that you can see from the FC is
Can
fine
you turn
on
my
beta
old
flight
stream off?
with no warnings,
Turn the volume off.
and then
Wait.
just do it.
My son
'Cause it
starts
won't-
playing my old stream
Like
on the
plug it
TV.
in 100%.
Because it won't fry everything if you
tap
just go
'em.
to beta flight. Because it
Just
doesn't
tap
put in-
them, see what happens. If you see if anything happens, you just instantly remove it, so you don't have it fully plugged in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
that's
can
what
kind of just slip it in and
I
okay,
asked them
no,
in the
pull it
general
back.
chat if I should do that. Like, if I should just like temporarily plug it into the computer because it's not the full voltage.
No,
And they're
plug it
like,
into USB. Yeah.
yeah, they just say go balls to the wall, do it.
No. Plug it to USB first. See what's going on. That's what I did.
I want to race.
Once you confirm via USB, there's no fuckeries amiss. I even left the USB plugged in. Then I just tapped it. I tapped the XT60 with the battery. XT60. I didn't plug it in all the way. Just tap it.
I might have to host
Okay,
one.
it's good. Unplug it. My Hellgate start beeping. All right, plug it back in. Disable the Hellgate. Put it on the shelf.
What happens
I
like
want to do
if somebody
nighttime. Let's show some
like what
nighttime.
happens like I decided to plug it in? Like it's like say I did. I'm not going to, but like would it just fry the board?
Give me 5 minutes stream. 5 minutes. There we go. We are back live again. Now I've got a room being set up, so if anybody wants to jump in and have a game of liftoff and be on stream, you can jump in. While we do that, I'm just looking for something. My sons, do you want to have a quick go? Oh, look at that. I've got people jumping in left and right. Ow, that was my toe. My son just ran over my foot. Alright, here, you can have it. This is my 7-year-old, 8-year-old. You're 7, you're not 8 yet.
Haha, you little bastard.
Yeah, my 7-year-old son, who turns 8 in 3 months. And yeah, so he's gonna have a quick fly while I go outside for a minute.
Alright. Join me in the smoke?
Yeah. And yeah, he can fly. It's on the, this is the UAV Futures $180 Pro build. I built it in liftoff, and yeah, it goes about the right speed that one would go. My son likes to fly hard. Does it feel like it's jumping a bit more than usual? Or is it fine for you, son?
Fine for me.
Alright. Feels a bit jumpy for me. But I suppose I'm used to 120 frames constant, where he's on his computer. Anything higher than 30 is good. To reset, mate. Where is my vanilla Coke? Someone drank my vanilla Coke. Pooh head children. Do I have any left in the cupboard? I do. Awesome. Yo.
What's up, fellas?
Just doing some live streaming. My son's playing liftoff at the moment while I'm out the back having a cigarette.
Very
Well,
nice.
that's life.
He's fine now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch it now. It's actually gotten good.
Mixer, you get your marmot built?
Oh, it
Yes,
looks
sir.
sexy. It looks sexy.
Good build.
You want to check it out? Go on in the. Here, I'll link it.
It's in the build pics chat.
Build Pix channel. I'll hashtag it in voice chat. Link share.
Damn. This thing going sicko mode in this.
What cam is on
Yeah,
it?
he goes hard. Yeah, you know why I won't let him fly by 5-inch.
I can see, yeah.
I put the Johnny FPV Micro Swift.
See, if I ended up buying motors full price, it was either gonna be
I
them
guess it's
or
was
the
it
X things.
the Micro Swift Mini, so it's not the version 2. So Micro Swift Mini.
Oh, Mixer, can you advertise my stream for me in Yeet?
And who?
Broke's channel?
Yeah.
In the Yeet? I can't be able to do too much effort to post a link.
That's what I was doing for like that 3-4 minutes that I went AFK. I was trying to share the stream around to Facebook groups.
Oh yeah, so
I'm just putting electrical tape.
yeah, I
over-
told Drop about your stream, and I was like, yeah, and it's like, oh, okay.
I'm literally
He's not
putting
watching.
electrical tape over everything, but the LEDs. This is funny as shit.
Yeah, sorry if anyone's chatting to me in the actual stream chat. I will check it as soon as I get back inside from this smoke.
No one is.
So you're on Twitch or on YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay.
Too
I
beautiful.
just posted up some pics of mine. I finished my build tonight too.
Oh no.
How many layers of electrical tape do I need? Like 1 or 2? Should be enough.
What for like the ESC onto the arm?
Or
Yeah,
I did the ESC.
Just do one good round that can basically be 2, but like end in like one that just goes right under the arm.
Do you know what
You
I
don't
do?
need like a full 2.
This is just my
And
personal
I stretch
preference.
that fucker a little bit too as I'm going. Make it
I
nice.
take the arm off, and then I put heat shrink on it.
I couldn't
That's what I'm
find
gonna
heat shrink
do,
that
but
big. I don't know where you found it. I couldn't
I actually
find
went to
heat
an
shrink that
electronics
size.
store.
Dude, that's what I need to do. That's what I want.
Got
That was my
got a
plan,
meter of
but I
it
couldn't
for
fucking
like
find it.
$8.
That's that. And you're gonna make me redo my build now. Fuck you.
we have
If I
so
could
much.
find the right size heat shrink for that, it would be perfect. That was my plan all along. Because I followed your build. I was like, yeah, I wanna do that too.
Cheers, man.
Fuck. Couldn't find
we
the
have
size.
so
I
much.
haven't even watched 10 seconds of your build video.
You're an
It
asshole,
Dude,
Xander.
if you, I'm telling you, just watching that, just sit back and,
I saw it
and
upside.
learn, motherfucker. Like, like seriously.
I'm pretty
Like, could you
careful
not learn
in
upside
particular,
down?
aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with somebody who wants to heat shrink things and make it look like slick. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw.
Did you guys
it
go look
over-
at mine?
Not yet. My son's. I'm trying to kick him off my computer. My turn. Come on.
I think
You
it's
put
more.
it in there. Let me
You should,
see.
get,
You hear that silly
Now,
noise?
you should get him a 2-inch.
We own so much heat shrink, but like it's all like
I
smaller.
want to get him
like,
a Mobula. I reckon he'd have a blast with a Mobula.
Yeah.
I thought about
Yeah, you
Oh,
go
God.
for Mobula. Except
I
for
can
the
do that.
upside down part, which he learned
There's
off
so
father.
many people that like it and so many people that don't. I don't know what to say.
That's ridiculous. I have no idea.
Looks
but I can
really
do it
good.
too.
Yeah, it came out okay. I made a.
Where's the GPS?
What's that?
Where's the GPS module?
It's under the. It's up front under the. It's in the. It's like right below the camera cage thing, in the opening below the camera cage, and it gets. I don't know if it'll get obstructed when there's a GoPro on it, but inside my house it gets 5 or 6 satellites. So I would imagine even with a GoPro on it outside, it's going to pick up satellites.
That was always my
cool.
question. Do I really need this GPS to be mounted like in facing the fucking sky, like on the top of my quad somewhere, like on an arm? Like I don't want to do
It'll
that.
make it lock.
Yeah, if
signal a
you
lot
look,
quicker.
well, you can't really see it. Can you see it from here?
How come you decided to put GPS on it?
What's that?
How come
you
you decided to put GPS?
Because I'm brand new, and I figure if the thing gets away from me, at least I can.
Track it back.
Well, or yeah, just hit. I'll set up GPS rescue mode on the thing, on a switch.
Which does.
Yeah, so when you flip the switch, it goes up to 75 meters and gets into a stable flight position and starts coming back to you, and then at a certain point it'll start to descend and you flip off the
Like, rotate,
switch and
DPI.
take over control and land it.
Man, you did perfect. Honestly, I can't. I put it up in the web browser so I can actually zoom in. Yeah, it's freaking nice, dude.
Yeah, the only thing I was hearing you guys just say is that you put electrical tape under your ECSs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
or heat shrink. Well, those are
I'm
already
in
heat
the middle
shrinked
of
anyway.
Yeah, I
You're
heat
fine.
shrink them.
Yeah, those are
Oh.
fine. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good.
I'm
Yeah.
in doing it.
And then
Okay,
if you look at that where the stack is, I actually made a plastic. So I took the plastic box that my V-Fly beeper came in, and I printed out a template for 30 by 30. So I made the square 36 by 36, and then made a template for the holes at 30 by 30, and just cut it out, and then drilled holes
I'm live
in the
streaming.
right
No
spots,
kids
and then
today.
I made that plastic stack, and then so I mounted my VTX on top of that.
So what is that? Okay, I was gonna.
Oh. I swear I'm getting mad. Fucking frames per second lag.
Yeah, I went with their idea
Whoa.
with the extended nuts. that basically they're like raised. That raises the FC off of the carbon from the bottom. I use
Yep.
those.
That's exactly what I did. I used 30 millimeter nuts. 30 millimeter nuts through the bottom of that thing gives you plenty of clearance from the top plate, and you can stack as much shit in there as you need to.
Yeah.
And you guys ever used the Mamba F405 stack?
I've not. I'm brand new.
Yeah, it's on my GTM 540,
No.
and
I was thinking about that's going to be my
Okay,
next stack.
bro.
it just rips your batteries on 6S if you're using the right motors. I mean, the thing is crazy. It's insane, dude.
That,
Just word of wisdom: make extra sure you make like a perfect solder on your battery leads for that, or it just like will heat up. It will come off the board. It'll fuck up because you're pulling so much juice.
Does
out
shit
of
happen like
thing.
that? Like
Yes, it happened to mine.
yourself?
I was going so hard on that thing that it literally heated off.
The solder joint.
Yep. The whole you can see the pad from the FC is completely off.
I've literally had the
It
worst
came
luck
along with the solder on the joint. It's like, oh, hey.
I started like 2 years ago, and I started with an Ishin Falcon, which is like the shittiest drone you could probably buy. Like it doesn't even. I'm not even considering it a quad. It's literally a drone. Like so bad. Started on that, and then I got a QX95, and now I'm here.
Any of you guys use Amway Commander?
Whoa,
Yeah.
your
What
mic is
is that?
super low.
You're
What
real-
the hell?
Like
Yeah,
you're in outer space.
yeah, I've got an onboard commanders. They're really good.
Bro.
They're pretty cool.
I literally have Ishin VR 007s. Shittiest. I keep wanting to get Fat Sharks, but like I can't justify a $300 purchase.
Oh, I love my HDOs. They're fucking awesome. I don't give a fuck.
They're always posting about having like teleporters for sale and like $50, and I'm like, those are the shittiest goggles you can get.
Yeah, no, I can vouch for that. I got them too.
I heard a lot of people use the Ishin like 800Ds or whatever.
Yeah, they're not bad. That's what my
Literally,
I
with
like
diversity.
seeing those.
I want diversity.
Yeah, hey
not
Mixer,
getting
you
the
did
same
exactly
range
what
as
I
the
did. I just
HDO.
put 1,000 microfarad cap on the positive and negative terminals
Mm-hmm.
and stuffed it up under there, and we'll see how it goes. Did you test hover yours today at all?
Nah, I just battery tested. I plugged it in. Do, no problem. And
Nice.
checked everything Betaflight and set
There's
it aside.
absolutely no bridges on this, and there's nowhere it's touching the carbon frame, so I'm good pretty much. Just gotta test it. I'll be good.
Like, just,
Which build?
Huh?
Which build? What frame?
It's a RC Hyper.
You totally just broke.
I'm gonna see if this helps. I'll take off desktop streaming. I'm gonna change it to game capture. See if that helps.
Mixer, can you hear me?
There we go. Now
Disconnect
it's
the recap.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't working for me.
Anyone ever use the DVR function on the Amway command?
Yes,
No.
that's good. Why? What's up?
No, Mixer. I'm using the HGLRC Hyperlow CG frame.
You know how like on the DVR for the Amway, if you hold the DVR button, it turns on the DVR. But how do you turn it off to get rid of the DVR?
You just press the button again. Like to stop recording? Or are you talking about the actual DVR player? Like,
You know, like when you first turn it on and then you press it, it starts blinking the record, and then when you turn it off, it goes on a steady blue record sign.
yeah.
Yeah, like I can't get rid of that sign. It's like it's just staying there forever.
If you don't have an SD card in, it won't show up at all. But if you want to record, then yeah, it's sort of there.
So it just sits there then.
Yeah. I think you might be able to turn it off in the setting thing, but I'm not sure. I never worried about it.
Yeah, no, like I was just wondering. I just gotta fix my OSD because it was sitting right on top of my voltage, or like my battery level.
Oh, that actually comes up on your OSD when you're recording with the Aomways?
Yeah, just a
Oh no,
flashing light.
it's annoying.
Sort of like a flashing. Yeah, flashing.
But I guess if
dot.
you don't have the actual light like in the center of the
Yeah,
like they have an
it's in the
actual
top
LED
right
on
corner.
the HDOs, so yeah, it's a little different.
I don't even notice it's there because most of the time I don't have a card in to record.
Oh,
A couple of times though, I was lucky I had DVR because I had no idea where my friggin' drone was. And the
Zip
battery
that's what I'm saying.
unplugged.
It's pretty much a necessity in my book.
Gotta love zip ties. Ugh.
I'm gonna parallel charge my first batteries tomorrow.
I'm
I'm
I
excited.
really don't know if my charger will handle parallel board. I wonder.
Just see what the max amps is on your board, and you'll know how much you can do, Billy.
I use one of those IMAX chargers. Not the best thing in the world, but
Let's find out how many amps it can do,
Yeah.
and then you'll know.
the guy I bought my quad from threw it in there, so I was like, okay.
Mm.
Same frame rate.
I'm generally pretty opposed to buying used quads, but
Yeah, I never have, and I never fucking will. It's the bad idea.
I did it once. I actually got some pretty good motors.
it's what I just got. But like, it's pretty much I pretty much paid for the frame. To be honest with you, like the quad itself is like everything on it is like okay. Like Stu has used some of the parts and videos like on his $99 build, but
But I would say the only it's like I'm pretty much like only months into the drones. Like I've been flying helis for a while. But if you're gonna buy used, please buy used from somebody you know personally.
and I wish I knew somebody that was into quads. I don't think there's anybody in the state of Pennsylvania that I know that like does this. I mean, I know there is, but I just can't find them.
Oh, there's a Facebook group for the Pennsylvania quad guys. Like, just gotta look at the group.
Yeah, I looked on Facebook because like I'm part of like a marketplace on there. That's where I got these motors, and I was just like, I was looking on there, and like all these like drone club, like all the quad clubs, like they're nowhere near me. I'm not even in the middle of nowhere. I'm just not near them, I guess.
Well, if you're in the middle of nowhere though, you have like all that free space to fly. I wish I was out. Like I have like a 30-minute commute just to like fly my quad in a tiny ass park. I live in New York City, so like I live in the city.
Bro, you'd catch my ass getting arrested for flying dead in the middle of the city.
Oh, they'll arrest you and give you tickets like left and right. That's why I said it's like that's the problem over here. It's like trying to find somewhere to.
No, I could probably go like 5 minutes in any direction, and I could find like 5 or 6 different places to fly. I think I'm just gonna plug it into a wall adapter that outputs 5 volts. I don't think that'll do anything.
Just trying to get to that minuscule gap.
That's about the same as a computer, so.
Uh,
Risky.
you're trying to figure out a power supply for your.
I don't want to put a full power supply in because if there's a short or something, it's just gonna do more damage.
Well, I don't know, like, if you have a 12-volt, like, brick somewhere. I use a 12-volt power supply brick to power my charger. Either that or clamp it to your car battery.
Huh. 12 volts is a lot, though.
For a battery charger? No, like, the 12-volt...
Not for the battery charger, but for the quad. That's like, what, 3S?
Oh, you're talking about the to power your quad.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. I'm thinking like you don't have a power supply.
No, I mean for like, I'm gonna probably plug into the wall outlet, which outputs 5 volts, to like, put into my USB port on my quad to power up the IFC.
Your computer doesn't work?
Just plug it into the computer, dude.
My computer's not turning on. Refusing.
Well, then just plug it into like a wall fucking phone
That's what I just
charger.
said. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It outputs 5 volts, so that's not that much.
That's all you need to know that it's working.
Sorry, fellas. The wife just came home. I had to do my duty, say hi, talk for a minute.
How come?
Because that's what husbands do.
Why?
Because I want to sleep next to my warm wife tonight, not on the couch.
I've got 3 kids. Why?
My kids, yeah, exactly. Why? How come,
Why?
Dad?
Why did I do this? I don't understand. What was I thinking? Or was I thinking at all? Well, look at it this way. At least you're ahead of the game. By the time I have them, I'm gonna fucking hate it even more. So I'm gonna be older.
Mixer's back.
You need
It's
to
gonna
eat that,
suck.
babe?
Mixer's back in time for the big test.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I think I'm gonna attempt to plug it in now. Now, if it's working, it should boot up, right? It should be like boop-a-doo-doo-doo and make all the shit noises and shit.
Well, it's not gonna really beep unless your buzzer is just like a 5-volt buzzer. Even then, like,
Even the motors.
my buzzer won't beep because it's a Hellgate and needs to be plugged into a battery.
Bro,
It
this
should
thing,
beep still. It should. Did you solder all 3 wires of your beeper?
Yep. It only beeps if I plug in an actual battery. If I plug it into the USB, it doesn't beep.
Yeah, it should beep through the motor if it's
Alrighty.
if it's set up on your beta flight.
Oh, let me just say that thing beeps louder than it fucking goddamn I've ever fucking goddamn.
bro, you should have seen me when I first got my quad in the mail. I couldn't shut the beeper off.
Oh, talking.
That's the Hellgate Duo I put on there, so it's
The channel mapping on
literally
the beeper.
2 beepers strapped to a battery.
Dude, my channel mapping was messed up. My quad beeped for 2 whole batteries. Literally just 2 batteries of it just beeping, trying to like go through beta flight and fix it.
Like, by the way, you guys were talking about Mobula 7 earlier. That's the one thing I hate about the Mobula 7 is that freaking beeper. It's not
And that's not something to hate. That's not, bro. With something that small, you want a beeper loud as hell.
Oh,
You're never gonna find it.
that the end is black, like literally just gonna blend in.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean about the beeper, but like before I had it like set up in beta flight, you know, like just having it plugged in on your computer, it's beeping the whole time.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's powered. It's enough. The USB is enough to power everything on that FC, except for the motors.
The computer's enough to do everything but the receiver on my quad.
Where'd you Where'd you stuff your beeper at, Mixer?
Look at the picture. It's the Hellgate buzzer right on the front, right behind the camera, right in front of the FC.
Oh, there, yeah, okay. Kind of upside down, right at the same level as the. How do you get to your button?
What button?
Yours doesn't have a button that you push to turn it off after you disconnect the battery? Huh?
No. These, you just plug in the LiPo for 1 second and unplug it, and it will deactivate.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you got that Brain 3D kit on there, or was it worth the money?
I think they're all worth the, yeah, everything except the ARM ones, they're good. I just wish they bored them out. Maybe you could do it yourself. But you end up having to, like, kind of really pull on the threads. And I already fucked up 2 threads on one motor. So, like, I'm probably just gonna buy a new motor, but 2 of the threads are solid. One of them is not really perfect. Then one is completely fucked. I can't even thread a screw into it because of that. So,
Are you talking about the holes that are under the that go between the motor and the carbon?
yep.
Okay. So in the future with that stuff, you can hit it with your heat gun for 10 or 15 seconds and then put the motor on there and throw the screws through it so it kind of pushes it. It doesn't have
Well,
as
it
much.
de-threaded. It's gone. Like, it pulled the whole thread out with the screw.
Wow.
That one. Yeah, it's fucked. You could see, I had a picture of it, like, up close. You could see the little coil of thread just sitting there next to the screw. Like, GG. So,
Damn, I can't.
I mean, I don't care. I can rethread it and use a different size screw on that in the future. I'll just buy another one. For now, it's on solid. It's not wiggling or moving. It's fine.
Here, just don't
when the
mess.
motor comes, then I'll swap it. You know, I don't care right now. It's not a big
Yeah.
deal. It's my fuck up. You know, I'm not gonna like RMA something I broke. So, you know, I'll fix it someday.
What motors are you running there?
But, you know, they probably sell. You know, might solve this if they sell the housing. I don't know. That would be the actual motor base. They don't sell that.
No, that's where the coils and the wires all
So
go.
I have to just I have to retap that and
for
rethread it.
$20. Just buy another
I'm just
motor.
gonna buy another one. Yeah.
Okay, well, nothing's happening.
That's what I'll do. I'll get a threader that is for that size. I don't know right now. And then
Yeah.
I'll just get the size screw up, and it'll fit through the carb. If it doesn't fit, I can file it a little bit.
Yo, I just plugged it into the USB adapter, the wall, and like, there's nothing happening.
What'd you plug into the USB adapter?
The quad.
I'll just
The
save
flight
that
controller?
Spare, fuck it.
Yeah.
Spare that needs.
It's on 5 volts, but maybe 5 volts will power it.
That's all you're gonna get out of USB. That's all it's supposed to have.
It didn't smoke or anything, so I don't think there could be a short. So,
Do you have a smoke stopper?
nope. But I do have a capacitor.
It's not gonna help you if you plug battery power into it. What?
It's
So
right.
what?
It's right off of the leads though. Doesn't that help?
What are you trying to accomplish?
So I just got new T motors in the mail from somebody, and they have race LEDs on them. So I kept the motor wires from the old motors connected to the ESC board. It's a 2-in-1, and so I just connected those wires to the LEDs and screwed the motor on. And I'm a little nervous that there's going to be a short somewhere or something, and it's going to blow up.
Wait. I'm kind of confused. What did you solder to the flight controller?
Nothing. There's nothing new is attached to the FC like ESC board, like the 2-in-1.
So what's a 2-in-1? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
So it's like literally the ESC board and the the ESCs and the FC are on the same board. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, an all-in-one.
Yeah, it's an all-in-one.
Yeah.
I didn't touch one thing on that.
And so, but you just clipped the 3 wires from your ESC to your old motors and soldered up new motors to the existing ESCs?
To the LEDs, yeah. There's LEDs in the middle of the motor wires.
Yeah, you got race wires on there, basically, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like connecting new wires to the board and to the other, I just figured I'd keep the old wires on and connect it at one point, not two. I sent pictures. You're a mixer, right?
I'm Dov. I'm Team Scream.
LED shouldn't turn on until you have
Hello,
a battery.
hi, I'm Mixer.
Hey, Mixer. I'm Malus.
So
Hello.
I sent a picture to you, team. Like, I literally just did what you're gonna see in all of them. I connected the old motor wires to the LED, and then the other ones were already wired up.
Yeah, but
Liftoff needs a remote car park level.
Kyle was saying that you shouldn't see those LEDs light up until you've got your battery power plugged in.
So really, I shouldn't worry about anything burning out, except those.
3 wires in, 3 wires out.
And the wires are connected exactly like they were. It's no bricks that are visible. And I put literally electrical tape. Like, I'll send a picture. Like, I literally electrical taped all around the solder joints and under them, so there's no touching to the frame at all.
Yeah, if you're ever concerned about that, you have a multimeter, right?
Yeah, but we've had this. We were all having this discussion. We think my voltmeter is like shit.
Oh, you can't do continuity test with it?
I can do continuity. I have it on 200, but when I touch the battery leads,
no, put continuity on 20.
20?
Not 200.
20K or
yeah, 20K.
And when I touch the leads together, it should be
0.
It's pretty close to it. It's 0.02.
Okay, so now touch both leads to your carbon frame.
At different points?
Anywhere.
It's just one.
There's no continuity through your carbon frame. Your carbon frame, most of them don't conduct. That's an old myth, I think. Some of them will. It depends on what's exposed on the top layer, but 90% of these carbon frames have a layer of resin over the carbon. The carbon itself's conductive, but the resin isn't. So unless
you can see it in the pictures I sent you. I don't think there's any possibility of a short. There's no bridges in any of my solder joints, and
yeah. So what's the paranoia? What are you worried about right now?
I don't know.
Plug the fucking battery into it and see if you can light.
Do it now.
Just make sure you take off the props, though, yo. Take off the props and then.
Yeah, definitely take off your props.
Just in case. Ask Broke Pilot about that one.
Doesn't look like he has props on it in the picture, but.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he went for a fly. Broke Pilot went for a fly and got some water in his motors or something, and it shorted out and it's turned on with his thumb in the prop.
No, it didn't.
And in case the last frame owner that you got didn't sand the edges, you might as well sand the edges while they're in pieces and shit. That's how you get cut wires.
Yeah, I don't have any wires running against my carbon. I have my battery coming out the arse end.
On what frame, Malus?
On my rooster.
Can you program these LEDs? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Can you?
Yeah.
They're not on, right?
Yeah, you gotta turn them on. It's in BF Beta Flight. Unless those ones are just power ones. Does it have a signal power and?
No, it looks like there's just 3 wires. That's why I was saying I don't think you can program those.
Something. That could just because I don't have props on right now, but the drone's like shaking from side to side.
What, did you arm it?
Yeah.
Take it off angle mode. Put it on angle
Then
mode.
it's in. There's only one mode. It's literally just
Oh, well,
air
it
mode.
could be because air mode's on. Are they?
Really?
Yeah, because it's trying to balance. You might need to adjust your accelerometer and stuff.
Because it's not like super bad, but like it's very noticeable.
Well, just
What
raise
rate
the
of
prop
flight
up.
are you
Raise the
flying?
prop up beyond 20% and just see if they all spin.
At what beta flight you're running?
No idea.
Because if you
I don't have it plugged right now. My computer's like not working. So.
Well, if you've got a, because you said it was a part, like it was parts of an older builds and stuff, wasn't it? You might be running a really old beta flight. If you've got something like before version 3, air mode goes stupid.
Like I didn't have this issue before. Before the motors just used to speed up, and that's because they're trying to balance. It never shook like this. Yeah, it's funny to look at. It just like shakes back and forth. I'm gonna send it.
That sounds so weird though.
Do the LEDs light up?
Yeah,
I crashed.
the LEDs work. It's just plus these are like the motors could be spinning up like wrong. That could be part of it. I might have hooked it wrong. Who knows?
Well, oh, yeah. Go into BL Heli and check it. I mean, your front two props should be turning inwards towards the, towards the camera, and the rear one should be turning outward.
No, they should all be inwards.
I'm
shouldn't
testing with
Yeah,
my
they're
finger.
all inwards.
Yeah, this one of them's wrong on the front because like the front right, it's facing away from the camera. So I'll just go and change that. That's probably what's doing it. Ooh. Yeah, it's really just that one motor's out of turn. So I guess I'll just go in and I'll, that's not a reversed motor, so it must be reversed right now.
There is no such thing as a reversed motor. It's
Or like,
just,
in the protocol, at least.
yeah.
I wonder why. I must have soldered that up wrong.
Yeah, like if you spin two wires, like those brushless spins backward.
I don't get where it
Tacos, some
It's
bites
really
and
just that
tacos
one.
move on. If you bite into the carbon, there's the danger of conducting. Just saying, bite with a bolt thread. That is. Well, speaking of bites, gotta get back to cooking. Meat for tacos. Thanks for stopping in, Volty Electronics.
No, that's cool though. I'm happy to get the new motors. Everybody says these motors work great, so.
Well, anything that gets you up in the air, that's all that really matters.
Yeah,
They
buddy.
Everybody always used to trash the motors I had on these things before. But like, just the spinning quality of them is like completely different. The ones I have, like, you couldn't even like turn them really with your fingers without it like jerking. But the new ones just kind of spin freely.
Like my only like no matter how many people crash your bed and shit, like as long as it makes you happy while you fly, that's all you need to do.
I don't think I've ever had more fun with the quad than my QX95. That thing was so fun.
Mixer.
I swear this parking garage is half the size it should be.
Did you see where Hasim said, "Hey, I heard marmots aren't that great"? Under your pictures.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, some people, like I said, the carbon is not perfect. Some people have been like splitting, but not splitting, like getting bulbs. They crash like under the arm, basically the armpit, who bulb out on some people. Like Drop had an imperfection in his. I mean, it's throwaway space grade carbon, so there's gonna be some parts that maybe aren't perfect. And that
So when I go
adds
on
to your-
a flight, I'm gonna do this in the morning.
So just
Flight
keep
part.
in mind, it's lifetime warranty. They're gonna send you a free one if it's fucked up. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to argue with. Yeah, it's a pricey frame. There's definitely way cheaper frames out there, but it's like buy once and then you're done.
Literally never have to buy another frame again.
Right.
Just send them a picture, fly another quad that you have until they send you a new one. Or even still fly the same one if it's still flyable and it's warrantyable. But usually they want to see it in a state where you can repair it. And normally carbon on that level, they're just gonna send you a new one. And they're not, and they might ask for the old one, you know, but usually not.
Well, that could kind
Whatever
of
you're
get
doing.
stupid if you got to send frickin' packages to Hong Kong all the time, or
No.
wherever they're at.
Well, they
They-
had a
they don't ask
case with
for
a
it.
camera thing, so that they could probably
They just
like
want
have it
pictures.
fixed.
Pretty much, if you want to claim off Armaton, you gotta show them the broken part and then scratch it where how they tell you to scratch it, and then show them another picture, and then they're like, okay. Oh, you gotta show your receipt too, but that's it.
Interesting.
Shit, I'll show them the package it came in from Taiwan if they want. I bought it from them.
Yeah, you should be right then. I got mine through a third party company, so I have to fucking go down and get the receipt off them and then send it, show them. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a
Yeah, that's
pain,
one of the main reasons I bought it directly from them. I was like, yeah, let me bypass that whole process. If it does break, I'll just be like, hey, yo, you see my order number. You know who I am.
Might have a game of FPV Air too. He's busy.
It should be sick, man. Fly good tomorrow. Today, whatever.
Yeah, I can't friggin' fly at the moment. I've got a fucked DSC and possibly a motor.
Ouch.
Yeah, they're a $33 like Australian motor and $23 ESC.
Wow.
Yeah. Those ESCs weren't cheap. Most ESCs aren't cheap if they're good. That's the issue nowadays.
Yeah, mine were $14 a piece or whatever. They're 35 amperes.
BL32.
Yep. D-Shot 1200.
Yeah, we got pretty much the same ones. Did you get the SpedX ones or did you get the?
I did. Yeah, I got the SpedX ones.
Yeah, that's what I got. I've replaced one already. This will be my second.
Why?
They
Why?
They died on me from crashes, I think.
From grinding the motor to a halt under power?
I'll admit though, I was stuck in a tree the other week, and I give it to it. I was trying to get out.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
that's probably that'll do it.
You can't blame the ESC when you're doing shit like that.
Yeah, I pretty much drained the pack.
Trying to...
That's when you go old school and grab a rock.
Yeah.
No, it's when you get your other drone and fly at full speed into it.
Then you'll have 2 stuck drones. Then you grab a rock.
No, I actually got them down.
Yeah, mix.
Jeez.
Where you put your beeper is exactly where I put my GPS.
Oh, okay, I see.
And when you think about it, the GPS on your phone works when you're inside your car, which is basically a giant Faraday cage. So,
Yeah.
so these things don't need to be in direct line of sight. Half the GPS satellites are on the horizon, coming in horizontally, and they're radio signals. So it's not like it's Not like it needs to see daylight to work. They just need to be outside. That's why I get on my M8 on my 7-inch quad. I get 8 or 9 satellites when I'm sitting here in my office, and on this M7, the TBS $10 GPS, I get 6 or 7 satellites sitting in here with it plugged in.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a good night, guys.
Okay, Kyle. You too, buddy.
Good night, man.
All right. Later.
Yeah, like I said, I got 2 of them. I still haven't even fucked with them.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It all seemed to work. Did you notice that you had to hook up your crossfire the way that I told you?
Well, I just did it. I didn't even question it. I just did
nice.
what you said.
And it worked, no problem?
Yeah, it's fine.
Perfect. His fucking instructions are backwards. Let's see.
Yeah, just to confirm it, I had JB's video up, and he's like, "This goes to TX, this goes to RX." I'm like, "Alright, TX1, that's supposed, boom, boom." Set it to serial TX, set it to Crossfire, and it works.
Yeah.
It's fine. The only thing left is to set up switches. I guess I didn't even confirm anything else. Like, I gotta just confirm all the TX stuff and confirm some other settings. Mess with the camera. So I just turned the goggles on to see that it was sending, and I didn't even take off the lens cap. I just saw OSD, and I was like, okay.
Good. Yeah. One of the things that, because I've got the Foxier Falcor Mini, and when I first set the whole thing up today, I could see reflections of the camera cage in my view. You know what I'm saying? So if you have the lens too far back inside that cage, and your lens is a 1.8 like mine is, you'll see the sides, you'll see reflections off that camera cage. So you have to bias the lens, you have to bias the camera forward, so that the edge of the lens is almost flush with the front edge of that camera cage, which makes the protection for the camera almost non-existent.
Yeah, luckily I think I was on 2.1, yeah, so it should be fine. If not, it was 1.8. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, but that if you look at at my images that I put up there, the frickin' that Mini is a frickin' wide ass. I mean, it's a big giant lens. It goes edge to edge. It fills up the whole gap between those, the vertical rails of that camera cage.
Yeah, it's a Swift Mini 2 actually, and it's 2.1 millimeters. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
I didn't fuck with the tune. I don't know anything. I have to fuck with the tune tomorrow too.
I don't
I
even
don't
know
know
how
what's
to
gonna
do that.
happen. I don't even know what's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about it myself. I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna freaking hover the thing in my backyard. Hopefully, line of sight so I can freaking jump out of the way if it decides to go spastic on me. Did you used to get like a little bit of vertigo or like disorientation when you first started flying FPV?
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
not really.
I was getting really bad motion sickness. Um, take ginger extract tablets just for the first couple of weeks till your head gets used to it, and then you don't have to take them anymore. And
Yeah,
ginger's good for you,
I don't get motion sickness, but when I was flying yesterday, I was doing, I haven't done any acro yet. I'm not an acro guy yet. Um, and this was on my 7-inch quad, but I was doing some, my attempt at like funnels. Um, and that whole spinning around made me kind of disoriented. Like it was almost like my brain couldn't keep up with,
I think
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
motion sickness. That's what
That
I don't
might
know.
be kind of
Like
Huh?
a slight bit of motion sickness.
a
Really?
bit in there, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm usually
I can use,
have
but
had a
you do.
smoke and everything by the time I go out, and I'm all like relaxed.
You'll
Nothing.
usually get
I don't have
used
trouble
to
like that.
you'll get used to your orientation, like always warping. If you know what I mean.
What do you mean always walking?
Warping.
Warping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you just get you'll be able to find your orientation all the time eventually.
Okay.
It just takes practice.
It practice and crashes.
Have you been practicing heaps on sims?
Not heaps lately because I've been flying.
Yeah. How much sim time did you get before you flew?
The very first time, um, about 2.5 weeks of flying, an hour a day.
Yeah,
Listen.
yeah,
Good.
it's not too bad. I don't know.
No, I mean,
The reason I say I couldn't afford a drone for like 4 months after I wanted one, so I just sat on the sim for 4 months, like for a ridiculous amount of time. But yeah, I could pretty much fly straight away. I'll
yeah,
admit
I
I
mean,
still crashed and stuff, but
so I had my first foray, my very first flight, my very first FP. Well, so I have a Tiny Hawk. I flew that around the house a couple of days, and but when I went out for my first FPV flight, like it was an out of body experience. The quad kind of got away from me,
yeah,
and 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 then once I realized I wasn't in control, I kind of panicked and freaked out, which made it worse.
yeah,
And so ultimately, the quad ended up somewhere, and I had no idea where it was at because I was freaking as it was kind of going away from me. So I don't even remember the last few 10 seconds of video in my goggles because I was like fighting the urge to take my goggles off to try to land the thing line of sight. But ultimately, I spent an hour and a half searching for my quad, and finally, I ended up getting it back. But I was overwhelmed by the fact that this is my first quad. This thing cost me $500+ to build, and it's gone after 45 seconds. That this is not going to be a cheap hobby to get into, right?
yeah. Make sure you have a buzzer, or did your battery
Oh, I
unplug
did.
too?
I have a buzzer and I had GPS, but I didn't even fucking start my DVR on my goggles that I could play back a video to try to see where it went. So I just got lucky, basically, that I got my quad back. But my what ultimately where I blamed that all on myself in the beginning, but after kind of re-looking at the part, like obviously I smoked a set of props, I smoked a motor, but after looking back at the props, which I did a couple of days ago, I was looking at the props that I took off of there, and every one of them had the center, the hub was melted, like the motors were spinning, the props weren't, right? And so I think what happened is that I just didn't have the props tightened up enough, and
Yeah, you got
so
to be really tight with them, man.
really tight, and
Yeah.
and I think that the motors were spinning faster than the props were,
Yeah.
and that was causing the quad to wig out,
Yeah, well,
which
it'd be uncontrollable.
it was uncontrollable. That's what
Yeah.
happened, was that I can't fucking control this thing, and now it's getting away from me. And now instead of just chopping the throttle and going into failsafe and letting it drop right there, which is what I should have done, I didn't. I stayed with it and tried to freaking regain control, and I couldn't, and it just got worse and worse and farther away till finally it was gone, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I blamed myself for that, just being stupid and not really knowing what I was doing. But after the fact and talking to a couple other people, it's a really good likelihood that I just simply didn't have the props tightened up enough. And 7-inch props, they're fairly heavy quad. They're trying to, the motors are under some drag, or the props are dragging. The motors are trying to force the props to spin through resistance, and so I think I think that's kind of what happened. I think it was just on the verge of being not controllable.
Yeah.
But it still got in the air. So anyway, the only reason I tell you that is that you asked a specific question. I'm going to hit you with the answer. Is that my second flight was perfect, and every flight since then has been great. And so no, I'm not acrobatic, but I mean I flew 1.3 miles out on my second flight and back, and and then, yesterday when I flew, I burned up 5 packs yesterday, 2,200 milliamp hour 5S packs. And those are like 11-minute flights, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of swooping around, a lot of steep turns, a lot of stuff like that. But it was like when I was going fast and going around corners fast, it was disorienting. Like I felt my head, like I was getting dizzy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's motion sickness. If you're getting
is
dizzy.
it indeed? Okay.
Yeah. So just take some ginger tablets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's what I used to get at first. I don't get sick anymore. Unless I'm really, like, if I'm sitting here acroing on a sim for like 45 minutes, an hour, I start to feel a bit uneasy.
Yeah, I've got some straight up ginger, like the actual root American gin. Oh, you're talking ginger. No, I've got ginseng. Okay, ginger.
Yeah, ginger. Just go to like a health food store and just
Yeah.
ask for some ginger extract. They're actually really cheap.
Okay.
And it's like cure for motion sickness. Sailors have been doing it for years.
All right. Frickin' go over there tomorrow.
Yeah, take them about 20 minutes before you're going to fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good advice. Hey, Don, why aren't you speaking?
Because didn't want to interrupt.
Hey, Don.
Come on in. The water's warm.
Is that your quad there in the pictures or what?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude, it's badass.
I just got done putting it together tonight. Mixers he's got his build picks channel link right above it. We both just built marmots.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I want one too. I'm stuck with the old rooster.
I got the old chameleon. But I've been flying the fuck out of my gecko, dude. I like this little fucker.
You don't like it?
No, I said I love my gecko.
Oh.
Which, if this fucking picture fucking uploads, holy crap. Alright, we're gonna exit that. We're gonna try a different source. Fuck that source. That's too big of a file. Yeah, I'm waiting for this video to upload. Freaking, it's taking forever. I was gonna go to bed and say fuck it, but then I went back and looked, like 65%. So might as well just burn some time.
Nice.
Let's see.
Just call me Cricket. I was doing Cricket's trick of going in a gap from the top, then going back through another gap backwards.
There we go. That's better. A cricket.
Doing the old Cricket gap dive. Yep, just did it like 3 times in a row.
What are you playing? Liftoff?
FPV Air 2. I was on liftoff. Well,
FPV what?
FPV Air 2.
There's a version 2 of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you bought the first one, do you get the version 2 for free or what?
It's only like $3.
Yeah, like $3 more or something.
Is it better?
Yeah.
No, I never played the first one.
I've heard the first one, or the second one's better than the first one.
I like the second one anyway. It's got the UAV Futures test track too, so I like the physics in it. Really like the physics in it. I'm so used to it.
Good. Bye.
Mixer bowed out.
Yeah, like if you're trying to get into acro too, good thing to do before you go out and fly is just freaking fly in a sim for about a half hour and then go
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Well, I plan on doing that for sure. It gets your mind in the game.
Like I'm sure you've heard it a lot, but the sooner you go to acro, the better off you'll be.
Oh no, I'm in acro mode. I'm
Oh,
flying in acro mode. I'm just not doing acro maneuvers and shit.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought you said something about when you went out and did your long range, like went out and you were in angle mode or
No, I'm flying in acro mode. I've never flown in any other mode.
okay.
But I'm not doing frickin' split S's and loops and
Right.
that kind of crap.
I'm currently jumping in between bars of it in a bando building on FPV Air 2.
So I got my first fucking hanger today
Where was that?
out at the disc golf course where we go play disc golf. I've been taking my quad out there every once in a while, getting used to the terrain because like when I came in, I kind of heard how you were trying to figure out how like getting your bearings or whatever, and yeah, it's different. You get up into the sky, dude, and nothing looks the same anymore. Like all the buildings have roofs and they look the same, and
Yeah.
treetops all look the same. Yeah.
That's why GPS is I'm going to be on every quad I ever build. It's just that simple because the arrow home, having an arrow point to home, and having GPS coordinates in my DVR where I can let me plug those coordinates into my phone. Let's go try to find this thing. If it ends up somewhere I didn't know where.
Oh, no GPS for me. I'm pretty oriented when it comes to frickin' north. People always wonder how I always learn fucking maps and shit so fast. Like I don't know, I was just naturally born that way. I figure out where I'm at real quick. But again, like I was saying, like being up in the sky, it's getting used to. Like biggest thing I've done is just like I know which direction I head out, and I remember my turns, and I remember how to get back.
Yeah, I think that's because you've been flying a while. It probably helps. I've literally got a grand total of like 9 packs under my belt.
I don't.
You'll get the hang of it,
Yeah,
mate.
I did a lot of sims though too, because I started in the winter time, so I didn't get a whole lot of flights out there.
Whoop. Didn't give it enough grunt.
Yeah, my concern when I was getting into it though is like if like my eyes on the goggles and stuff, because I got a VR headset and I can't wear those very long. Fucks with me. But I don't have that problem with freaking FPV goggles for some reason.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm almost the same. VR goggles make me sick really quickly. Like, I can
I
do
just
the
get
ginger trick with them, but I never
uh,
owned the actual goggles, so I just borrowed them. So I didn't really
yeah.
worry about it. But yeah, when I got in FPV, I was like, oh no, I'm getting sick. And then looked it up online, best way to cure motion sickness, and they reckon ginger tablets. So I was like, alright, I'll try them. And yeah, they work
like
great.
the
Fucking
VR
AFK
goggles
chamber.
just give me a headache. They put too
What
much
happened,
strain.
Miss?
This shit has an auto AFK timer and it always goddamn catches me
Yeah.
because I'm on YouTube and shit. And just transmitting your voice is not enough to keep me at AFK.
It means I get sick when the car, like, I'm in the car too long, or I'm on a boat. Ugh, boats, I really hate boats. Or if I'm flying the simulator too long and flippy flopping around like I'm doing.
All right.
Ye believer. So I guess all that's left is switches, OSD, configuring, tune. I think that's it. What else? What else would I even do to that? I guess air mode. Yeah, make sure my air mode min is properly set. Uh,
Do you fly with air mode on all the time?
Yep,
yeah, I have it on a switch,
I
so I
don't.
like to arm without it, then just arm. Like especially if I'm taking off from some grass, like arm without it, then just flip the switch. If it's freaking snagging too much shit, just turn it off and find another spot.
I'm lazy. I just I just have air mode.
Yeah, I just
I
have
have
it on.
turtle mode as well. Turtle mode is like
Oh,
the
turtle
laziest
mode
thing
I'm
that
gonna put on this one
yeah.
exclusively too, yeah, because this one can do it. My racing quads, no, those are not turtle moding. You will fuck everything. It's a bottom mount bat. It's turtle mode to what? Sideways and then fuck everything. It's not gonna work. It's,
Right.
it's not,
Yeah. I've heard that a lot. Turtle mode don't work very well on bottom mounts.
It
no,
works really
sir.
good on with freestyle drones
Yeah,
though.
freestyle quads are perfect,
I
exactly,
think
because you're
that's what it's
flipping
made
back
for.
onto the bottom.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's flat. You're
How
Yeah.
gonna
does it
end
work?
up
How does turtle mode
right
work?
side up.
It
It'll
reverses spots that
yeah,
need to be reversed and
it'll yeah.
flips it.
Pretty much you turn it on. Say you're upside down. You turn turtle mode on, then you blip one way and it'll roll that way. Put your back up straight so you can take off.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like the laziest mode, but It's annoying when you've got a fucking broken arm or a broken engine and you don't know this, and then it just goes and cuts the shit out of everything.
I just fucking
so
like
yeah,
when I freaking like I just realized the other day that you can go forward and backwards too.
yeah.
But,
But alright,
so
stream.
like,
I'm gonna call it.
uh,
Thanks for watching.
All right. Yeah, brother.
Alright, dude.
Late.
But yeah, you can flip forward, backwards, left or right, or in diagonals.